Welcome back to another video. I don't know if y'all can hear me over the ATM machine I have printing some money for me on the floor right here. It's a little loud, but if y'all missed my live and y'all missed the video I dropped this morning, then you have no idea what I'm talking about, but go take a look. All right, welcome back. It's a little bit quieter now. I had that thing running for about 20-30 minutes trying to figure out how to get it back online, and it's weird that it's so quiet now. It's like eerie. But welcome back to another video. It's y'all's favorite video. It's the Monday video or the weekly update video, since I usually finish editing it by Tuesday morning. And it's been a very interesting few days. A lot of happenings, a lot of releases, some TGEs. So we have a lot to go over. You know, I try to keep this video under an hour. I can't promise it. I put chapters in it so y'all can follow it. Before we go any further, please make sure you hit the like button for me. Look straight down. You see the little thumbs up button. Hit it real quick and give me a thumbs up so we can support all the projects that we're in now. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, if you haven't been in my Discord yet, please come to my Discord. My Discord server link is straight below, and I'd love to have you in there. We're up to about 220 people right now, so we are growing, and it's active. Many different channels in there about different projects and stuff like that, and even some outdoor stuff and kind of non-crypto related things, just to have a little bit for everybody. So y'all come join us. So before we go too far, just want to take a second. Prayers for everybody who's in the track of Hurricane Melissa. It is not going to be nice. It's going to be nasty. And as somebody who has been through, this thing's got 115-mile-an-hour winds already. Still got a 14 hours before landfall over water. Look, we've dealt with our category 5s here, 100-mile-an-hour winds. And I feel bad for them. You know, we have some very stringent building standards down here, and we still lost houses. I can only imagine what Jamaica's going to go through. They were showing earlier in the news some of the housing and stuff like that, and some of the more rural, poorer areas, and it's going to be bad. So prayers for those people. I hope they make it through as safe as possible with this. For those of y'all who were up late last night or early this morning, depending on where you're from, you got a little feisty with me in the grass Discord, but we're going to talk about that in the grass section. I'm going to let you hold on to that. I also released a video, a little fun video. It wasn't fun when I got the news on Thursday. I'm not going to say a lot to you, but somebody suggested that on my Discord that I would just take that section of my live. I do a live every Thursday and occasional Tuesdays. And during the middle of a live, we got some news on a token that I thought was dead, and the project was dead, and I lost it. And somebody suggested in my Discord that I would just take that 6 or 7 minute clip and post it for everybody just to see it. And I posted that this morning. So this morning I released this video right here. You know, I always joke around about clickbait. Maybe at Mining Disrupt when I go, Wendy O can teach me how to do, you know, as the queen of clickbait, she can teach me some classes on how to do it the right way. But yeah, but I quit crypto midstream during this live. And yeah, basically that's what it was. I lost it, you know, in the middle of the stream. But for those who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, ZCASH, which is what I was ASIC mining years ago, along with Litecoin and Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum had GPUs and stuff, but I know at one point I lose it. If you can't laugh at yourself, who else can you laugh at, you know? But ZCASH, I don't know what else I could say about it. Congratulations. Listen, I had a Z9 Big. That's the ASIC miner. I told the guys I was going to try to take it out the attic or the garage, dust the cobwebs off, and see what happens. I don't know if this is really even being mined anymore. I did look today at some ASICs. Just, you know, I started getting a little fever again for them. $336 for ZCASH would do that for you. Up 509% in a month. 500%. For the year, 785%. It was at $34 a year ago, and it even came lower than that at some point in you know, it was even at $34 just 3 months ago. 2 months ago, $40 a month ago, and then it just, you know, it's talking about right now that there was something mentioned about privacy coins again. Something's going on with Monero. I don't want to spread fake news. I don't know. I haven't really had a chance. Today's Monday, you know, crazy at work. I wanted to kind of look into some of this stuff. Just didn't get a chance to. So this is not something that just happened the last week or so, like last week during my live. But last week during my live, it was at 220 something, and it's still going up. Now, it ain't going up crazily, but it's still up 0.06% for today. It was up to $370 at one point today, and came back down to earth. I was so hoping I would find a wallet with some of the ZCASH still in it. I still think I got a wallet somewhere with ZCASH in it. I don't know where the hell it's at, but that's my bad. You know, I kind of gave up on it. I thought that this was over with. ZEC surges 30% in the last 24 hours after Arthur Hayes. Anybody? Arthur Hayes predicts the token will reach $10,000. Listen, I'm happy for XRP. I'm sorry. I'm happy for Z-Chain, but I don't want this to be an XRP thing where everybody thinks it's going to go to $10,000 just because somebody says it's going to happen. You look at tokenomics, you look at token supply. It's going to be very hard for this to reach $10,000. I've been catching up a lot on some of the ZCASH forums and groups and stuff that I used to be in, catching up on it again. They have a good amount of people there who sat there and said they were holding on this whole time, waiting for something like this. I give it to y'all. Y'all about as patient can be, about as patient as the XRP army. I had people asking me, what do I think is going to happen from here? I know this is worthless to y'all, but I have no idea. Two things are going to happen. You have all this hype. Usually this stuff goes up really fast. Even some of the ZEC people are saying this. And what they're thinking is people start taking profits at some point. But if you have people who think this thing's going to 10,000 and they really push that rhetoric, you got people that are going to jump in, because that's, I don't know what the hell that even is. I even looked at the ASIC stuff again, like I was telling you, and even that's all over the place. I don't know if people just haven't updated their profit charts yet or what, but some of them say you get some of the newer ZEC or Z roll or whatever they are, algorithms, miners. I think there's like a Z16 or something. I don't know. And they have some pretty good projected numbers. Don't get me wrong. ASICs ain't cheap. And then I'm reading somewhere else that POW, like this kind of ASIC proof of work, is not really worth it anymore. Even on stuff like this, that just buying a token would be worth it if you think it's going to go up. I know I'm wishy-washy and I'm not helping y'all out at all, but I'm just telling you what I'm reporting. I'm reading it from both sides. All right, so what else we got going on today on this Monday? It's a busy Monday. We got Beamable. Beamable has dropped their node today on Helium deploy, and despite the price, there have been some sold because people have used my code. I thank y'all very much. Not that I'm making a big amount off of a Beamable node, but a little bit does help my channel, stuff like that. But y'all are getting the full 10% off on it. So congratulations to y'all, because y'all saving 45 bucks or whatever it is on this. In the description below, I have a link that brings you straight to Helium deploy. It helps the channel out. If y'all could use it, I really greatly appreciate it. But as you can see right here, you have the Beamable checker node that is on sale now in stock, $450 from Helium deploy. which also gets you 3 months free of the Moken D-Pin Tracker Pro, which we've discussed also. And Beamable tokens are going live in November. On X earlier, I did share a date on that, so you know that that's coming soon. You do have to KYC on this, but other than that, if you do purchase this, you don't have to worry about it. It's not very hardware, intrusive, if that's the word you want to use. It's not that much it needs. Be also, make sure you check. Be aware that there are certain places you cannot run this thing. But I'm gonna tell y'all again. I did a full video on this. If y'all want to go check it out, I'll see if I can remember to link it at the end of this video. But I just don't have this money right now. I bought a Beamable node last week for $300. I have a trip I'm going on next week. And y'all know my usual spiel. My kid's in college. My daughter's a senior, stuff like that. Things are just really tight right now. If I had 450, I'm telling you right now, I would buy one. Believe me or not, whatever y'all want. I like Beamable. I like the gaming aspect. To me, it's D-Pin and gaming wrapped into one. Gaming's the big rhetoric right now too. I kind of like this, but who knows? I'm not saying I won't buy one again in the future. Got some projects going TGE. I might have some profits coming into me, sip some profits, and I might jump on one of these. So, we'll see. Maybe by then we'll know kind of what profits we're making with this, and I can do another follow-up video. But we have people purchasing this. I see them using my code, and again, if I had it, I'd be getting it. But that's me. That's not personal advice. Nothing in these videos are personal advice. Y'all know that. Not financial advice. Y'all do what y'all got to do. Another project that went live today on Helium deploy for nodes was Warp node, which is another gaming type node. Not 100% familiar with it. I think I might have sold one with my code. That's not saying they're not selling. It's just people using my code. I haven't really talked about Warp, so not that. The big question I've saw I'm in their Discord now. I'm in both their Discords now. I'm in Warp's Discord and Beamable. But the question is, what's Warp going to be worth that you also have to be able to stake it to do the node? So that's something you need to be aware of. But again, if you use the Grumpy code, you should be able to get $50 off, somewhere around there, 10% off this. So that's something you need, you might want to look at also if y'all are into nodes. I'm, somebody who's running a lot of hardware with these D-Pin product stuff, the node thing seems a little bit easier to me. Even though you don't have that hardware in front of you. I guess technically you do if you're talking about running your own computer and stuff. But, I've showed it before, wherever it's at around here, is taking an old computer and running it as a node doesn't take that much hardware. Some of them do, but not these. So that's something you can look at also. And some of the other newest announcements, I couldn't decide if I wanted to go and talk about this during the 375 AI section later or talk about it now, because some of y'all might not be awake that long. So 375 AI has announced mainnet. It's actually in less days than this. So we can be pretty excited. I have been in 375 AI since Epoch 2, and I'm ready. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm ready. It ain't been that long, but it's an easy project because you just have it running in the background of your device. But right now we have 1 day, 10 hours, and 31 minutes left. So this would be Wednesday morning, 6 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. That's in my time. So that's about 25 and a half hours away. I'm sorry. 35 and a half. I failed college math. 35 hours away. So Wednesday morning. And what you can do is go to this website, which is eat.375ai.foundation. You can see right here on the top, eat.375 the AI Foundation. You can plug in your wallet address and you can see what your beta tokens equivalents to. What I will also say is that if you have forgotten to drop in the last couple of weeks, just because you didn't think about it, don't sweat it, do it anyway. I have a buddy at work who just started with me back in Epoch 2, he only did the first 3 or 4 drops to his beta wallet. And then after that, he forgot about it. And I was like, oh, hell. And then today, he's still eligible and has a pretty decent amount of tokens. Now, one of the announcements that came out today was that this will be on Bybit. I'm not familiar with any other exchanges right now, but hey, it's already going to be ready on Bybit. So at least it says coming soon. So I'm assuming that that is going to be hopefully around that same time. But hey, to me, this really legitimizes the project. You know, a lot of us, we didn't know where they were going with the scanning of the apps when this is also about a device, edge device that goes on the highway. But I'm happy. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about it when we get to 375 AI. But let me go ahead and get started on everything else. All right, looking at Bitcoin, you know, the grumpy line that we've been drawing back and forth on here. Came down, hit that, bounced up, came down, hit that, bounced up, came down here. And we were worried about what was going to happen. It tested this line going back up a couple of times. This is the 1-day chart, and now it's up here. So what happens from here? Does it come back right here and test this as support and then come up? I'm thinking that might be what is going to happen, but all bets are off at this point. We don't know what Trump's going to say tomorrow that's going to screw this up. I mean, when you look at the 1-hour chart, you can see how you have this support that's just, as soon as it broke through this resistance, it hit support, and it bounced off. Now, you can almost draw. I mean, you see how this stuff starts just making, you know, people think like I'm just making up lines and stuff like that, but it's like, you can see how you basically got another line forming right here. It's just crazy. Okay, so I mean, you start kind of you kind of start paying attention. Look, I mean, look even back here, how this hits a line. You would almost think this is computerized. Like it blows my mind sometimes how these lines just form. Not that I know how to read any of these lines, but it's crazy. And you can even see right here how it hit these lines. So what's going to happen? Does it come down? You know, this is your original line right here. This is your short term, maybe more of a longer term. I don't know. This is Ethereum. And I'm going to tell you, there's more and more rhetoric that is saying kind of what I was saying originally. Do you really need Bitcoin to come down and Ethereum to come up to start this alt season? And I just don't think so. I think all bets are off with how this cycle plays out because of ETFs, crazy president, and just things like that. It's going to be very interesting to see how some of this plays out. All right, starting on our DPIM projects for the week. Number 1, as usual, for the 19th week in a row, congratulations to him, is Chirp. Now, what you will notice is that Chirp has had a slight price decrease. We were in the 3s last week of what we're making per day. Again, this is with the Blackbird miner. This is not the KAGE or anything going on with the KAGE, any of the goofiness with beacons or anything like that. This is strictly the Blackbird miner if you can get a hold of one. And we're making roughly about $3 a day. Since I updated the spreadsheet, I am looking on CoinMarketCap, and I started updating this morning when it was down here, and I see that it came up a little bit and then it fell right back down. So some news with Chirp. They have decided to add some longer premium passes. 90-day premium pass covers up to 3 rounds with X4 rewards. Includes a 15% discount, or a 6-month pass covers up to 5 rounds with a ×4 multiplier rewards, and includes a 30% discount. So you can see that here. You can get these on your actual Chirp dashboard. And round 6 for KAGE has ended. A snapshot has been taken. They're going to go and try to find the cheaters. Don't get me started on that. I'm too tired. And get ready for round 7. I've, not that I'm trying to sound negative or anything like that. I'm trying to be more positive in life, but I find that this project, that this thing has, you know, if you can't find beacons around you, you're going to be ranked so low. I don't know what kind of rewards you're going to get. You know, I found, what was it, 3 or 4 beacons in my time in that when I was in Baton Rouge, and I ran this thing constantly on trips and stuff like that, and my ranking was not that high. So, you know, this is, and we knew this was gonna this KAGE thing was gonna pivot to these beacons. I didn't realize how important it was gonna be to rankings. Now, if you do have that one of the premium passes for rewards or whatever one it is, you do end up in your own ranking tier with other people who have that other thing also. So it takes away a lot of the competition for you. But we'll see. We'll see what I get when this comes to rewards later this week. Moving on, still ranked number 2 is going to be GEODNET. And nothing really new going on with GEODNET. It's just a, rock steady project. Couple of things that are confusing me right now with GEODNET is, well, here's the pricing. We didn't move at all. We were 13 cents last week. Okay, so we're actually up a little bit. We're up 5%. We were at 12.5% this week. We're at 13. I mean, last week, 12 cents, 13 cents this week. All right, looking at the price for GEODNET, we're up a penny, half a penny. But this is a rock steady project. A couple of things that's confusing to me, and I was in the Discord earlier, is I have 2 different devices. One of them is solely mine, and I have it, I'll call it morphed, but moved over to Solana chain. And all my tokens religiously go to my Solana wallet every day with no issue. I have another GEODNET that I also have a host agreement with somebody, and that person gets a small percentage or gets a percentage of that, of my GEODNET. You can't split that up. You can't put your new Solana wallet on that for some reason. It's still stuck on the old Polygon. And I asked in Discord, and he said, no, they haven't enabled it yet. But what sense does that make? If y'all enabled it for the solo station, why can't you, I don't know, one announcement is that they're excited to announce that the Dollar General of exchanges, MEXC, will support Geode on the Solana network. It marks a huge step forward in expanding their ecosystem, bringing decentralized precision to even more users. Deposits start October 23rd. All right, moving on to number 3. Number 3 is going to be ROVR. ROVR is still at that penny mark. I tell you, I got to give it to them. Whoever's running that project, either they just slowly purchasing or doing whatever they got to do, but no matter what happens in the market, I find that they still stay around that 1 penny mark. So, and as I say that, they have dropped a tad bit in the last couple of hours. 982. So, they're still at 1 penny. When you think about it, they're down 4% for the week, which is still 1 penny. So still, for how much other tokens have dropped, I'll give it to ROVR. They've been holding strong. Some news from the ROVR team is that ROVR will be hosting a weekly AMA with GEODNET on Thursdays at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 10 a.m. my time. And you have a link right here. Teddy is a new team member. He's happy to meet you. Twitter generally receives updates first because it's shorter write-up. So y'all can go read this, but it answers why he's on Zoom and how long is it, 30 minutes. So interested in hearing some more about ROVR and GEODNET, check out that AMA. I might try to get in on this just so I can hear some more going on with it. Can't promise you, but I don't think I have anything Thursday at 10 a.m., so we'll see. But that's the only announcement right now from ROVR. And I'm just chugging along with it. I'm going on this trip next week, and I'm going to have ROVR running on my dashboard with my little GPS ROVR device and going from here to Missouri, putting 10 hours worth of miles on my vehicle. All right, moving on to number 4. We're moving along here. Onocoy as number 4. One thing I have noted right here, me and my grumpy self put a note here, is Onocoy, if you want to be taken seriously, y'all been mainnet for a while, it's time to start showing up on CoinMarketCap. So not that that makes anything more legitimate or not, but it makes it seem like a more serious project. We understand at first when you're not on CoinMarketCap, but after a while, it's time to get on board with CoinMarketCap. News from Onocoy, basically the same thing. They got an AMA coming up. If you want to come listen in, October 30th at 1500 Eastern time or something like that. I have no idea what time that's going to be for us, which I'm thinking is going to be 9 a.m. for me in Central Standard Time in the United States. So this will be right before the ROVR AMA, 2 hours of AMAs. So they will include Integrio 2025 recaps, streak appreciation, new features and stuff like that. So that's basically all that Onocoy's got going for it right now. I did look at my dashboard today. I see something about, I have not moved all of my BONO tokens yet, because I know the longer you wait, the more you get. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. At some point, I don't have that much, even though I've been mining this now for several months. So I'm just kind of just holding steady, just kind of seeing what's going on with it for right now. But I still got it running alongside my GeoDNet device. All right, and we're moving on now. Moving on. Number 5. I got a feeling what this is going to be. There they are. ENTROPY, or ENTROPY, as they call it. I have to stay unless something's updated in the last 2 hours. My numbers have been about the same on this. Still averaging about 17,000 tokens a day. That's with a whale. That's with a 1.3 whale. That's just all I have to compare it to. I try to give you all real numbers, kind of based on what I'm doing. This is also after the tithe tax. So if y'all know what the tithe tax is, go take a look. When you go to claim what you see on your dashboard, if you notice what's actually in your wallet, you're about, I think it's like 10,000 off. Well, you just paid the tithe tax, and it goes into a special bucket that they use to promote to other projects. So as you can see, it has been kind of sideways. This 4, in these 4s came down to 3. Oh, actually, this is 4. Still 4. And it's still sideways at the same price. Price starts going up, somebody sells. Price is going up, somebody sells. But this is kind of down compared to where we were before some of these big drops that we had. We'll see. I went today and looked at possibly selling my snake. There's still a couple of NFTs being sold here and there, but I kick myself. It's another regret I got with crypto. It's been a bad couple of days for me. I'm very down on myself on how I'm handling some of this crypto stuff. But I've been down these roads before, but for some reason it's pissing me off and just hurting me more than the usual. But another bad decision I made by being greedy, holding on to these NFTs too long, and now I couldn't sell them probably if I wanted to. Let me phrase that. I could probably sell it if I really wanted to, but nowhere. It'd be a fraction of the money of what they were going for at one point. How about that? So that's Entropy. Moving on is going to be Junk. Junk has had a little bit of a price decrease. So they're still averaging the same and this is the average, about 270,000 tokens per day. But as you can see, they're taking a kind of an ass whipping right now. This is the 13th to the 20th. And then they got cut in half again to where they are now. You've had 4 transactions, still got 11,000 in liquidity, even though not all that's available, but you still have some up there. $41 worth of volume. I can tell you, I'm not really participating in any of the pools anymore. I told you all that last time. Just not participating in any of it. They do have these games and different things you can do like that, but I'm not messing with it with Junk. I know they got some of the same names in there that play the pool every time. Hey, that's cool. You're not really hurting anything, and you are helping with buying. These people are still burning. These people are still burning millions and millions and millions of tokens a week. Thought that would really help with the pricing, but I don't know. For some reason, it's not really. And the same thing with this is when you sell, you're out the project. You can't claim anything else until you either buy back into what you sold, which makes 0 sense, or you burn 4x the amount, which doesn't make sense either. I don't know. This is a project that you have to really, really hold and be determined and strong-willed to hold long term. This and Entropy. It's funny that they're back and back number 5 and 6. They both have the same kind of idea. Silencio, no news really. Price is down 10% in a week. Not terribly bad. 0.00024 to 216, and down 35% for the month. Down 8% for the day. So there's not really much I can say about Silencio right now because we have our next drop in 3 days or 4 days, 5 days, whatever way you want to count it. Today's the 27th. So November 1st, November 2nd, you'll have your raffle tickets available and see what the results are. And I'm sure I'll be back from the hunting lease in Missouri, crying about it, complaining about it, telling y'all what I got, and going from there. I really want to just quit talking about Silencio on here, but I know there's several y'all still in it. I'm curious to know if there are any of y'all who are doing the whole AI voice thing where y'all are talking into the computer and getting compensated for that. That's just that new shtick. That's that new thing. They're not really worried about the noise pollution thing anymore. But that's Silencio. And here we go. Moving on. Next will be DIMO. DIMO, there's been really no change at all in the project. Even price has been staying kind of the same. So you're up 1%. You're at 0.042. You're at 0.043 now. So price has kind of quit falling. It had been falling for some time now, ever since that big boost he had a while back. And it had been falling, like I said, for some time now. As far as announcements go, Rob Solomon says this is the most interactive and interesting announcements in a long time. Really? Are you paying attention to the stuff you're putting out? They're on something massive. That's what she said. Combining DIMO data with agentic AI. It seems like everybody's using that buzzwords. I know that's a lot of buzzwords. I didn't even read that until after I said it. But there's a reason why they're buzzwords. Last week, DIMO AI found me the best tire rotation. Called them, booked the time. I'm happy for you, man. DIMO serving. Recently hosted a hackathon. Spent the day building demo apps. These actually kind of work. You can use them. Keep in mind these are just for demo, and it shows you what they want and kind of what they did. So, congrats to those guys. If you're a developer, you should build an app too. And this kind of gives an idea of what he was talking about. But that's DIMO. Holding steady, if you call it that. I liked it back when the price is going up a little bit because right now it's weak. But I kind of warned y'all. I told y'all I thought this would be temporary, and some people didn't want to listen to me. All right, number 9, ranked number 9 is going to be Natix. And not really much to talk about Natix either because Natix doesn't drop again for another 4 days. So, we can talk about just the price real quick, that it's basically the same as what it was a week ago, which is good. It's holding steady. It's not dropping. It was at 0.00058. It's at 0.00057. And that's basically Natix at this point. But even with EarnApp reducing tokens, still hands above what Honeygain and Pawns is doing. It's not even close. It's crazy. So I'm going to say, and I'm going to beg and plead to y'all again. If you want to run some kind of true passive income just on the side and you have a spare computer, Pi, Linux, it doesn't matter what the hell it's running on, you can run EarnApp on it. Use my code that's below. It gives you a boost to start off with, a little bit of reward, a couple of dollars or stuff just to get started with, just for starting and running that app on EarnApp. Check my link below. But I'll probably raid this again between my hunting trip coming up next week or mining disrupt the week after that. I'm gonna have well over $100 into that, and I'll take that just so I can go out to eat one night with it, you know, get a drink or something. But it's cool that it's there. Moving on. WeatherXM. WeatherXM is still between 1.8 and 2 WeatherXM a day. But the big news with them is they're up 45% in a week on their price. So they've actually come down a little bit since I updated this earlier, but they're still up 38% for the week, which is a little over 9 cents right now. So you can see what they are for the week. For the month, they're still down 16%. For the day, they're at 5%, which really isn't much. But yeah, for the week, they've had a nice little price increase. Nobody knows where it's really come from, but we'll be happy for it. It doesn't really make that much. You know, it was at 6 cents before last week. It's at 9 cents now. You know, I'm happy to see the positive price action. I hope it continues. That's all I can say. I hope it continues. But that would be WeatherXM for now. Moving on is grass. Here we go. Take a deep breath on this one. All right. I paused the video, took a walk around my house, did a couple of woosahs, Our Fathers, Hail Marys, before I came back and talked about this clown project right here. And I know I have some, what I consider good friends that are in my Discord and also in grass. And I don't mean any disrespect to them, but this has turned into a clown project. Fun fact, whatever, is that doctor recently switched some medicine of mine. Didn't realize it was going to keep me awake. Took it way too late yesterday, and I was up to 4 a.m. this morning. That's why I'm falling asleep making this video now. It's 8 p.m. right now. I had about 2 hours of sleep before work this morning. But I was up at 4 a.m., 3:30 a.m., arguing with people on the grass Discord. I've said this many times. I know I sound like a broken record, but cheerleading does not get you bonus points, boys and girls. Listen, I know you're not going to believe this, but it is okay to critique a project. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to destroy a project. The people who are running the project are doing that damn well by themselves. I think that if more people, I don't want to say it would uprise, but if more people would be in the Discord saying they don't agree with the hell's going on in grass, I think it would change some minds. Look, I might be wrong, but you know, I get attacked in there because I bring up the fact that it shouldn't take over a year to pay out on this project. And yet I got some clown in there that's going to sit there and say I'm greedy, or that, you know, bruh, the last time it took 18 months to get paid. Why do you think it's going to happen in 12 this time, bruh? What the fuck does that mean? Like, and I hate the curse, but like, that's exactly, I don't know how to wake up my family last night. The first time included a test net, beta, and the whole first round. It was 18 months. We didn't even do a beta test net this time. We only did a round 2. So technically we're going longer in round 2. We've been over 12 months. But yet they act like rewards are like so difficult. We're concentrating currently on the development of the project and certain milestones. It's rewards, man. Like it's not that difficult. It's not a new aspect. Doing daily or weekly or maybe even monthly rewards. Hell, even Silencio and Natix and them, they can figure that shit out. So why in the hell can't you figure that out? What you listen? I know people get pissed at me for saying stuff like this, but call it a conspiracy, call it FUD, call it what you want. But I have serious issue when y'all gonna sit grass, y'all as in grass, not the contributors, but the grass project themselves are gonna come on Discord and come on X and brag of all the money they just recently got in fundraising, but yet they can't pay us out. Just like somebody else, somebody else made a whole comment to me like, well, you should be more pissed off at Google and Chrome for stealing all your data. Really? Is that your argument? I mean, I signed up for Grass, and Grass is sitting here, and I know they're using my data. I have one of my devices on a freaking fiber connection. It's got diamonds coming out the wazoo because they're using that data for months. And I'm not getting paid. They're getting paid. You damn well sure they're getting paid for selling that data. But I'm wrong because I think at some point, and look, and I know what's going to happen. Somebody's like, oh man, yeah, they said in the AMA, they said that this was going to get paid before the end of the year. And you're right. And a month from now, we might get paid, and this is all a moot point. But then the fact that if you think we're going to wait 12, 14 months again, I can tell you who's not. And you're right. Oh yeah, you're just sitting in the background. And it's not a hard project. I don't care, man. Sometimes this isn't charity work. And right now I'm doing charity work for Grass. They're getting paid for my charity work. You have already paid. I know I sound like a broken record, ladies and gentlemen. I'm apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to you because I know every time I go to talk about Grass, I get on the same thing. I beat the same dead horse, but I don't care. There's no reason it should be 13 months or about to be 12 and a half, 13 months since we got paid with Grass. When I made a comment about me doing a live, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a live this week. I'll do a live every Thursday. Oh, well, send us the links and we'll be there. Hey, brothers, y'all want to come follow me every Tuesday and Thursday? Not every Tuesday. There always seems like there's something going on, but Thursday, I'll be there. I'll be happy to discuss Grass with you. There'll probably be some people in my Discord that's happy to discuss Grass to you because we're all in it. Being a cheerleader in that project, you're not getting a bonus point. You're not getting an extra diamond. Hell, some of them started throwing numbers out there. I got way more Grass points and diamonds than they do. I took 95% of my rewards from the last drop and staked them all. But yet they're gonna call me greedy. There's just no reason. I don't care what it is. There's no reason that this project that has piss poor communication. I've been saying, and I've always said that Discord is a toxic environment. Proven last night, proven the Monday before last when I went in there and asked questions and got these same arguments. And the Monday before that, yet you have people in there, you talk about me being impatient, but you have people in that Discord who every 5 minutes, if that often, tell you what, I bet I can go right now and somebody's going to say, when mainnet, no new airdrop. I know I'm wasting y'all's time with this, but my point is, it's just over and over and over again. Like this is all within the hour. Everything you see. Grass is tanking. Someone sold my nose. So what, did somebody start a rumor that they were unlocking or something like that? So that's why nobody's asking about when this, when that. I mean, you got Epoch 12 ending on Halloween. What a coincidence is that? And as of right now, it's still flowing. It's going into Epoch 13. You can see that on the Discord. Again, they had this problem 2 or 3 days ago. They have this problem again now, where some of your rewards at the end of the week or the end of these last 3 days are not showing up correctly. WTF is this project doing? They're not working on rewards. Is everybody too busy just worried about this device that's coming out or something? But it's the same questions over again. I'm telling you, another one every 20 minutes. What's the diamonds about? What's the diamonds about? Um, that's another thing too, is you have no idea what you make with this project. And I still think that's part of one reason why they are waiting a year just to pay people. Because if you rewarded monthly, like Silencio, I'm pissed at Silencio and I'm getting out of it. But with this project, you're going to get such a bulk number of tokens that you're not going to really figure out what you're going to make daily with it. You know, I'll break it down for y'all. But this is just, you know, I don't know. This project just gives me the craps. It ain't the gumbo I ate last night either. What's the end date? You know, it's people want to know this information. Like this shouldn't be this freaking difficult. I'm sorry. It shouldn't be this much secretive of when this stage is going to end, or when rewards are going to come out. It shouldn't be a freaking secret. Even with again, I go back to these other projects. We all know. Name another project you don't know when you're getting paid on. You know, let's look at, you know, we're almost at the end. I'll reveal the whole thing. Let's go through these projects and tell me. Chirp, you're getting every 2 days. GEODNET, every day. ROVR, once a week. Onocoy, I think it's every day. ENTROPY, every day. Junk, every day. Silencio, once a month. DIMO, every Saturday, every Monday. Natix, once a month. Honeygain Pawns app, every day. WeatherXM, every day. Grass. Oh, I have no idea when we're getting paid again. We're on mainnet, but we have no idea when we get paid. Sometime between now and 2030. Helium IT, every day. If you blink, you miss it, but every day. Hell, we even know when we're getting paid for 375 AI. But yet, we're wrong for making those comments on grass. That's bullshit. And I'm sorry again for cursing. Hope I don't lose no subscribers, but it just pisses me off. It pisses me off that when I bring this up in that Discord, I get attacked like I am just trying to just put a pipe in the front bicycle tire of the project. It pisses me off. It pissed me off last night. I sat here and I screenshotted all kinds of Discord comments. I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother showing y'all that now, because it's back there. If you want to go look at 3 o'clock this morning, go ahead. 4 o'clock this morning, go ahead. I'm the idiot for sitting there arguing with these fools, because you know you still had some people who agree with me. They weren't scared, so I congratulate them. If y'all are watching now, congratulations for standing up for yourselves. But this is BS, man. Grass needs to get it together. So as that train wreck continues, kind of like the car crash that you see happening, but yet you can't pull your head away from, your eyes away from it. Let's continue on. Major token unlocks. Major token unlocks from October 27th to November 3rd. Really, this is number one when you look at the amount of tokens. I don't know how accurate this is. I don't know where Tokenomics got this from. I don't know where this is coming from, but $81 million worth of the grass token, that is 58% of the supply, is getting unlocked. Now, what I'm hoping is that there's something incorrect about this, because I would have to think that you would see more than this 9% drop. Now, you've had a 52% drop in a month, but according to this starts October 27th, which is right now. But this has been out now for a day or two. So people would be in anticipation of this, right? That's what I would think. But, you know, there's a part of me, I wonder if I should be selling this at 41 cents. 58% of the token supply is about to get released. Possibly. I want to see what they're going to say about this. Because I'm going to tell you right now, all these cheerleaders, rah, 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 in their Discord ain't saying a freaking thing about this. Nobody's even bringing it up. Is this investors? Is this the team? Is this why the team's too busy going to Acapulco with their token unlocks, and that's why they're not worried about rewards? I don't know. These are legitimate questions, I think, but there's nobody talking about this. And I think it should be, because this is disturbing. This is alarming. I'm not trying to create FUD. It's right here in front of you. You tell me. This is not a good thing. I'd love to see how they're going to spin it. The doctor's going to have to put me on new blood pressure medicine at some point. All right, I'm going to put this back just so we can follow it a little easier. Helium IoT. You want to talk a project that has gone to CHIT chit. We talked about it before, but every time I sit here and reanalyze my numbers, I realize how bad it's gotten. So, you know, I'm not going to be hypocritical. I search eBay every now and then, and if I see somebody who's selling, especially if it's new in the box, somebody selling a new Helium device for something dirt cheap, I'll jump on it. So far, almost everyone I bought, I've still been able to onboard. I have a sense cap right now. a Syncrobit right now. I have it apart in pieces right now. It will not onboard. So I'm just going to tear it apart and make it a pie and use it for something with EarnApp and Wingbits DIY if I need it. Helium, we can put the nail in the coffin on this one. I'm sick of hearing about people buying and everybody's buying, or the project's buying all this stuff, and the product should be going up, or the price should be going up with a token. So next up is going to be Wingbits, and there's no really news on that. I've been kind of lurking in the Discord. I chit chat with the guys every now and then, like in the Discord. Haven't really had any PMs from any of them. I will say thank you to HiFix. So you won't see any more like no HiFix signs on my hat no more. I did receive earlier than what we originally thought. The original shipping date was later this week, but I actually arrived on Saturday. My replacement WB200. Now, there is no insert on the top. I'm assuming that they have somehow moved that inside, which I question the hell out of, but apparently I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, y'all have the people who have a device that's in the serial number range for WB200s, but are not affected yet. You can do your little form and get your little insert, something that looks like this. But then why wouldn't the new ones have the insert? I'm told it's kind of built in. I still question it, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna say they're the experts. I'm definitely not gonna say that. I'm talking about, I want to make sure I clarify this. I'm talking about HiFix. I don't blame Wingbits for any of this. Wingbits had nothing to do with this. Wingbits has always said, we're out of the equipment game. We're not in the equipment game. We did this so HiFix can concentrate on devices and selling and shipping and that kind of stuff, procurement, while Wingbits can sit there and concentrate on the project itself. Sounded like a pretty good plan. I don't think they really had all this planned, because they still had to get someone involved in it to help people out. People were pissed off. But again, I don't blame Wingbits one bit at all. I made a ticket with Wingbits. Within a few hours, I already had a code to give HiFix. Gave HiFix that code. A couple hours later, they were on board with swapping everything out. So the process was actually pretty smooth. I have to say that. So if any of y'all start getting that kind of issue with that WB200, don't sweat it. I got a feeling that they're going to help you out, you know, pretty smoothly. Just patiently waiting for Wingbits. For our TGE mainnet. No news either on the AMA. Somebody asked about that. When's the next Wingbits AMA? Nobody knows. So we'll see. 375 AI. We talked about that already with them going mainnet October 29th. Talked about the exchange is going to be on. You can, like I said, go to that website. When you open the app, it tells you website you can go to. You can paste your wallet address into that little program that they got, the little website, and it will tell you your conversion. You get this amount. If you want to stake all that for 6 months, you'll get 50% more. If you want to stake that amount for 12 months, you get double. So you're doubling your tokens if you do stake for 12 months. What my original plan was for 375 AI was to take some tokens, put it on the side, and probably stake the rest 6 months, and then stake some more for 12 months. I'm being told by somebody in the know that they're not going to allow you to do this. Now, this could change if there's people being voicious about it, but I don't think they are. I think people are so worried about looking at that green dollar that they're not thinking smart. But that's just me. I'm just the grumpy a-hole, remember? But I don't think people should be pigeonholed right now to make that decision on their whole thing. That's just me. And I'm the grumpy person that says, if you can try to pigeonhole me like that and force me to make a decision now, I'm going to make a decision now, and I'm not staking any of it. Because how many times have we seen projects where a token does this in the beginning and then does this? And if I wait a year and we go through alt season and alt season's already on its way down, I might have double the tokens. But if the token is half the price of what it is Thursday, what did I solve? Where if the token does this, I can sip some profits, and I'm still mining it every day because I run 375 on my phones and I run it every day. So I'm gonna still be continuously making that also. So I could sip some profits if it does go up like grass, where it went up a huge amount after TGE. So don't go rushing. I'm telling you, don't go rush and sell it either. Play it by ear. It'll be okay. I've seen a couple of different prices that are being spread around Discords of what these prices could be on this. 6 cents, 9 cents, 12 cents on whatever. Hey, I hope it's 12 cents. I have about $1,000 worth. I'm not holding my breath for that. I'm telling you right now. I don't know where that number came from, but we'll see. So, hey, at least 375 AI, maybe by the next time y'all see this video, 375 AI will get moved up to, somewhere up in here, and we'll see. It's going to be a hard project to gauge on how much we're making, because what I drive and what you drive is different, kind of like ROVR. It'll be just kind of a general number. Combiner, BrushO, just so I can go ahead and get this over with. Combiner, BrushO, and Nubla, no news right now on any of those. I'm hoping to see Nubla go TGE soon. Combiner and BrushO, haven't really seen anything news, anything wise like that on that. So I want to take a minute real quick, because there is a couple things I'm actually noticing from Brush. I have owned this thing now for, what's it been, almost 2 months now? And I am just literally charging it right now for only the second time. It got down about 20%. First time it got down about 10%. So this thing will last about 3 or 4 weeks, at least for me, without charging. And that's with brushing at the very least twice a day. The other day I brushed 4 times a day, because I wanted just to see as a test if I was going to get tokens for those 4 times a day. So basically, you can sit here and brush all you want and continuously make tokens. I guess that's the whole idea of the project. So, you want to make some money, brush, brush, brush. So I'm looking on my app. I actually started this on August 27th. Today is day 60. And it actually says I've used it for 61 days. I brushed 98 times in 61 days. And so actually, I'm telling myself, because that can't be right, because I know I'm brushing at the very least 2 times, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. Anyway, and it says I should probably have to replace my brush in about 29 days. Very interesting. Very interesting. What I'm trying to see is my oral tokens. It tells me I can claim them if I want. So I haven't received my tokens yet for today, or from yesterday, whatever you want to call it. I have 8,309 brush tokens, oral tokens, actually oral tokens, because what I'm seeing on here is it actually says on their website that Brush is going live this week. So yeah, what I'm reading on Telegram is that Brush is going live this week. That's all it says. But Brush is going live this week. Look, this is a cool project. I know it sounds goofy and gimmicky, but I'm telling you, you're getting paid to brush your teeth. We don't know we're getting paid, but still, like, I can think of a lot worse. In it for the tech. I'm in this one for the tech, if you want to call it that. And where some of these projects, the pricing of their devices is a little crazy, I just don't think this is too bad. Now, what I am noticing is that BrushO sold out. I told y'all to get on it. Everybody's buying Christmas presents. Compared to what some of these other toothbrushes online are going for, $150 is not that bad. Now listen, yes, there are some cheaper ones out there. I can tell you there's also some more expensive ones out there. Somebody showed one online that was $250. No, not financial advice, of course, but this is just, it's just a cool project. I hope some of y'all got into it. I'm in it. Again, I'm brushing twice a day. Brush token is now going live. I don't know where it's going live or anything like that, but I'm happy to see it make some progress. You know, they don't have a Discord. I wish they did, because I think that would help get this news spread a little bit more too. But I am happy to see that they're going live. All right, I am noticing on the combiner, I don't really want to see anything new as far as that's concerned. Nothing really on Nubula either. So we'll see what kind of updates we get coming up for them. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I'm exhausted. Like I said, I had a 3-hour sleep last night. I still have to go edit this video, and I know it's kind of all over the place. I couldn't wait to really get to the end when I wanted to talk about grass and 375 AI, and even BrushO now going to. That's 3 projects right there. Oh, 2 projects, 375 AI and BrushO going to TGE. I'm happy for him. I don't know what the conversion rate of BrushO is going to be. I literally just learned that when I watched just now. Wingbits, we waiting on you, brother. Everybody's waiting on you. All right, guys. Try to come up with some videos throughout the week. Try to do a live tomorrow or Tuesday night, Thursday night. I know I'll be packing somewhat for my Missouri trip, so it won't be too long. But we're gonna get it anyway and talk about some things and see what's going on and what's changed since then. Other than that, look, I appreciate all the support as usual. Appreciate everybody who comes in regularly, is in my live and all that. You have no idea what it means to me, seriously, to see that support, to see those people who keep coming back, who, you know, even with my attitude and with my goofy dad jokes and with everything else going on, you know, I'm here to help y'all out as much as possible. It doesn't feel like I've been helping y'all out really lately. I've just been so slammed with everything else, but I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to, you know, do my best as all. And I appreciate those of y'all who have used it. Actually, Helium Deploy has a little challenge going on right now. So, you know, when you just go onto the website, just to even look around, use my link below. And just to go into the website, if you happen to purchase anything, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a pen or, you know, a plug or a wire or something like that. If you use my code, even though it won't help you out, I still get credit for it. And it's going to help me in this challenge that they got going on right now. So I really appreciate that. Look, it helps me out. It helps me out with everything going on with my kids. This little trip I'm going on is going to be very no frills. My wife doesn't even want to go with me because she knows it's going to be me sleeping in some 1-star little cozy places or whatever the hell you want to call it. Cabins and stuff like that on this hunting trip, eating sandwiches and stuff, not really doing anything crazy. This isn't a Florida beach vacation, you know, when you're going hunting in some of these places. So gotta do it on a budget. But it's more or less, my Missouri trip is just more or less me to go unwind and as they said in Bad Boys, go woosah in the woods and stuff like that, and hopefully some blind, dumb, deaf deer come stumbling through there and, you know, I get lucky, but who knows. But thank y'all for watching. See y'all tomorrow night if we're on tomorrow night. See y'all Thursday night also for the live. Appreciate it. See y'all later.